Yo, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Art is Boy podcast. I'm your host, the Woody Man, Dusty Woes. I don't know how many aliases I got. One time I was Siberian Husky. Uh, one time I was Siberian Tapeworm. One time I was Chili McFreeze. Just a lot of different things that come up all the time. Let's get straight into the show. Welcome back to another episode. We're gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna keep it going. Again, this going up on every streaming platform you can find your podcast, and of course on YouTube at DustyWolves.com. Let's get straight into it. So, um, not a lot going on in the summer. This part of the summer, NBA just getting started. Summer league still going. Of course, what I want to discuss first is the UFC. We're not gonna go through each fight, each card. Not each card, each fight one by one from prelims, etc. But it's the best card of the year. I was gonna say one of the best cards of the year. It was the best card of the year, and when you have all of the elite talent but paying them very little in comparison to a lot of other things, then yeah, motherfuckers is gonna fight for their life. But I want to talk about the the greatness, the greatness of Alexander Volkanovski. We're gonna talk a little bit about Ngannou and Fury too, but Alexander Volkanovski, bro. So that's it. So Volk is the featherweight undisputed featherweight champion. He is the pound for pound best fighter in all of MMA. Doesn't matter where it's at. I don't give a damn if they're in Australia. Well, he's from Australia, so that's a little bit weird that I say that. Japan. Volk he's the number one guy. Previously they had Islam Makhachev because Islam Makhachev and Volk's last fight before this one, he was defeated by Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev is a champion at 155 pounds. Which just so happens to be one of the most competitive divisions, probably the most competitive division in all of sports for the last like 6, 7 years. 155 has been that competitive. The very tippy top, has always been that good for this long, and it really hasn't stopped. There's a little kind of confusion at the top because when you had a guy like Charles Oliveira beat everybody, and then everybody else beat everybody else, and then Charles Oliveira is easily defeated by somebody. So he was so easily defeated that he wasn't given an immediate rematch because it was that uncompetitive. He had to work his way back to it, which may be the next fight for Islam Makhachev and for Charles Oliveira. Look like part two is the next thing we get, maybe in Abu Dhabi in October. But when you have these guys at the top and they're beating all the contenders and they're beating each other, Dustin Poirier being the one that have defeated everybody except for Charles Oliveira. Dustin Poirier is in the same spot he was in when Khabib was in it, when he could beat everybody, and he did beat everybody on his way to Khabib. The next fight that he has is against Justin Gaethje. He stopped Justin Gaethje very nastily, if I just may say so myself. So you got guys who are climbing the mountain twice. You got guys like Justin Gaethje, who's I believe this is maybe his third time trying to climb the mountain. Um, you got guys like Michael Chandler who've climbed the mountain in previous organizations, and now he's here. This is going to be his second time trying to climb the mountain. He's somewhere in this very um, confusing web with Conor McGregor right now. I really don't think they're gonna scrap. And if they do scrap, it'll be somewhere at the end of the year. Conor has still not entered the USADA pool. For those of you not familiar with USADA is a drug testing organization. They are the best. The fighters sign contracts to where USADA can run up on them at any time they want. 5, 6 in the morning, you sleep. USADA knocks, you open the door. 10 a.m. you training, In the middle of the train, USADA knocks, get that piss ready. We going. They might not bother you at a restaurant. You might have come from a restaurant. They give you an hour, get home, kick your feet up, take your shoes off. USADA's at the door. So if the only other time I could think of USADA being, presented, of course um they're not the Olympics. What are the Olympics? I'm not sure. But if you remember the Floyd Mayweather and oh my God, the guys, this pictures of Shane Mosley fight where Floyd was insistent that there was drug testing. He made sure there was drug testing so much that they hired USADA, and USADA was the one who was, if y'all remember was it 24/7 on Showtime or HBO? I believe it was Showtime. The people that was knocking on Floyd though, the people that was knocking on Shane Mosley though, that was USADA. And if that wasn't USADA, I'm pretty sure it was USADA. That's the type of strenuous testing it goes through. So Conor McGregor looks like he doesn't want to go through that. His head looks like a 64-inch Samsung. So I'm pretty sure he was juiced up at some point because your head does not grow that quickly within like 6, 8 months. Like his head is double the size. He went from Conor McGregor to fucking Peyton Manning. And yeah, pretty wild to see. So, I don't think him and Michael Chandler's gonna scrap. If they do, they were supposed to like last month. Jesus Christ. Or next month. Um, So it's a huge log jam at 155. I'm just trying to run it down, to casual MMA fans, or the people who just need to be refreshed. Just running down the top of the log at 155, right? And Islam is the king of that division. Let's go back to where I started. We're going back to Volkanovski. And in the 145 division, where Volkanovski reigns, he has the same issue. If you saw recently, a couple days ago, he had an interview with Eric Hawani. He had to go out there and say to Ilya Topuria, who seems to be the next guy up, who is a dog, who I think this might be, besides Max Holloway, of course, his toughest fight because Ilya Topuria is a dog. Now, Volkanovski is the definition of a dog. Volkanovski is the definition of a dog. First of all, he's putting on. He probably 5'5", 5'6". And according to legend, according to him, he used to play rugby. So this dude was over 200 pounds at some point. He was 200 pounds at some point. Now he's fighting at 145. First of all, how much discipline that takes to get older and to come down 60, 70 pounds. I wish I had the discipline to figure that out. I don't need to come down fucking 60, 70 pounds, but Jesus Christ. Um, so Volk is a dog. He's number one pound for pound. In the the rankings for pound, the ranking for the UFC can just be so thrown off, so out of whack, so political, so scary that sometimes the pound for pound list or lists like that can just throw you off and make you not want to believe them. But let you know what is going on. Alexander Volkanovski is the real deal. He's the realest deal you're gonna ever get. I didn't see. Let me check. How much did he get paid? Because it's not enough. Let's see if we can find this pay. This So first of all, the first thing I see is that one of the fights against Max Holloway, he only got $250,000. Okay, first of all, that's a scam. Base pay 1 million, incentive pay 42,000. Is that for performance of the night? What how did he get an incentive pay of that? So let me see. So guaranteed salary, right? He probably gets pay-per-view points and all that good stuff. Guaranteed salary here says $1 million. Basically $1 million and 42,000. That's not enough. Now I don't want to get into the all the fighter stuff because I don't want to really protect fighters. I don't give a damn about these fighters. They don't seem to give a damn about themselves. Um, so I'm not going to defend people who don't want to defend themselves. But Alexander Volkanovski is a $10 million fighter. I don't care what the pay per view say. I don't care what the polls say. I don't care what the contracts say. He's a $10 million fighter, and easily the 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 overall skill, poise, aggression, everything from Allen, he does everything. He shows everything on the feet, the takedowns, the submissions, the defense. He is he is the man. This is it's not a debate. Ilya Topuria, I could be saying his name wrong. I keep it real with you. Is a fucking animal. First of all, he's tough. He's tough, and he's tough. And we all watch any type of combat sports. There's tough guys. There's very skilled guys, and there's like your overall good guys who's kind of good everywhere, not great anywhere. They can stand up with you. They can maybe get a knockout. They can take you down if they wanted to. They may not get a submission off, but they can get you down, control you, try for a submission or two. But they're just good fighters. Topuria is all of that. He's a tough motherfucker. He's crazy. He's crazy. And he's crazy and he's skilled. And he does everything. So um I think that's an amazing fight. That is easily my most anticipated. I don't want to see nothing else. I don't want to see Charles and Islam. That shit was it was punishment. It wasn't even brutal. It was just quick. It was over very fast. It looked like nothing. No disrespect to Charles Oliveira, amazing champion, fucking hard out of this world. But jeez. So Volkanovski had to put it out there on the interview with Ariel Wani, and he said that he told Topuria not to fight Max Holloway. He wanted to be the one that beat him. So Max Holloway, and again, this is why I hold Alexander Volkanovski so high because he didn't beat Max Holloway one time. He didn't beat him twice. He beat him three times. And the fact that you'd be like, man, they fought three. The fact that these fights were so competitive, the first two fights were so competitive, that and Max lost both of them, that they had to do a third one. Max has cleared, bruh. Max has cleared the featherweight division at least 5 times. At least 5 times. He's cleared it as a challenger initially to get this title shot. He cleared it initially when he first got the title, when his with his defenses, when all his defenses before he got the Volkanovski, that's clearing the division. When he lost to Volkanovski the first time, let me go. I don't want to Max Holloway record. Let me Google that real quick. So where did he beat you? He beat Aldo. No, he beat Pettis, right? He beat Pettis for I believe that was for an interim fight. I believe that was an interim. So on his way there, he beats Charles Oliveira. Is this the same Charles Oliveira? He beat Dubronx. What the hell? How did I just see that? So just to give you some clarity, some context. He beat Cub Swanson, who was a dog at that time. He beat Charles Oliveira, who's about to fight for the 155 title again, who was the champ. He beat Jeremy Stevens, who was a dog at that time. He beat Ricardo Lamas, who was a dog at that time. He beat Anthony Pettis, who was a dog at that time. This is how he got the intro. He beats Jose Aldo. Not once, but twice. He finished Jose Aldo twice. 2 times in a row. Then he beats the stuffing, the breaks out of Brian Ortega. Who Brian Ortega can pretty much beat everybody. The Yair thing was a little weird. He can pretty much beat everybody except for Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway. Everybody else is toast. So, um, another division fight, he beats Frankie Yeager. Max Holloway does. He loses to Volkanovski. He loses to Volkanovski again. He beats Calvin Cater, top of the division. He beats Yair Rodriguez, who was just the interim champion. So he beat Yair Rodriguez to get to Volkanovski again for the third time. They had to do it 3 times. And the third time was just a wash. It wasn't close. And it really separated Volkanovski from the rest of the featherweight division history, in my opinion, um, with that last fight. So Max Holloway, and he beat Ono Allen, who's, I don't know why they put Ono Allen against Max Holloway. Just save Ono Allen for Volkanovski. Like Volkanovski needs new fighters to fight. Like he needs. That's why he's telling Topuria, don't fucking fight Max Holloway. I don't want to take the chance of you fucking losing. Because he wants to fight undefeated fighters too. Max Holloway was beating the challengers before they can get to him. It's actually a miracle that Yair was able to get to um Volkanovski so quick because he just came off a loss right before that. He was just coming off a loss. You know what I mean? He wasn't like a 3 fight win streak or anything like that. But to have guys at this caliber to beat Max Holloway the way he did the third fight, um, to just beat Yair like that, to do everything Volkanovski has done and undefeated in the division, took the challenge of fighting Islam Makhachev, who people in the actual division of Islam Makhachev don't want to do, even though everybody's dream or whatever is to be champion, they don't want to fight this motherfucker. Um, so I just want to start the segment off, start the podcast off. It's a long time I started off. I just went through the whole featherweight history. I might just put that up as the featherweight fucking history of the UFC. My goodness, but um, Volkanovski is a very special fighter, and we're gonna move on to Ngannou and Fury. But I just want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the card because it was a little disgusting. The manga shit. This was a Confederate show right here. This was Confederate UFC Confederate 90. This the dick riding was ridiculous. The Trump shit's ridiculous. I don't even want to see that shit. I'm 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 not the, oh, it's something I don't like, Imma complain about it. I'm just ain't gonna watch it. I ain't gonna listen to it. Imma ignore it. It's something that is non-existent to me. So I cut the shit off until the last fight because I wanted to see Volkanovski. Everything else, I saw clips of Robert Whitaker losing, which is, what the fuck? How could Robert Whitaker lose to anybody except Adesanya and Duplessis? He did it easy. He beat bruh, Robert Whitaker. I was gonna move on. Robert Whitaker is one of the greatest, toughest, craziest fighters ever. Former champion, beat by Israel Adesanya. Israel beat him twice. The fact that you can beat him twice is why is he? It's my goat middleweight because simply he could done nothing else. Knocking out Robert Whitaker and beating him again, that would have made him number one, even if he ain't had no other fights. I don't even care. That's how good Robert Whitaker is. And for Duplessis to just do that shit, how fucking good is this dude then? Because they both stopped Robert Whitaker first fights in the same round. Had him in trouble in the first, finished him in the second. So how good is Duplessis? And what is this? The fight with what's the with Brunson? He looked trash. He looked terrible. I don't give a fuck about 8% lungs. He looked like they was drunken fighting in water. So to go from that to this is Jesus Louises. But let's get to Ngannou first. Let's get to Ngannou first. So the announcement for Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury. Um, I think in August 28th, I believe. I should know the date. Fuck it. Um, hmm. So in the initial tweets, Ariel Hawani, he said something very interesting in the tweet. And he said the lineal heavyweight champion, which Tyson Fury is. Tyson Fury is the guy in boxing. You can say Usyk is this, Usyk is that. Um, Tyson Fury is the guy. Tyson Fury is the guy. And he has been a guy for years and years and years now because he beat the guy who was the guy for years and years and years. He beat Deontay Wilder, who I know not I don't even believe. I know that the most of the heavyweight division, if they're not just crazy, they will avoid. If you look at Deontay Wilder's fights, he's beaten who he's had to beat to become champion. He beat who he had to beat to become champion. But when you talk about the big heavyweight boxers right now, the top of the list, you can't tell me the Wilder is not a top 3 or 4 heavyweight. You can't tell me that he's not. Punching power has dictated that he is. He's beaten everybody except for Joshua, except for Usyk, and then Ruiz is a couple of the top heavyweight guys, top 10, 12, 15 heavyweight guys that will not get in the ring with Wilder. Fury stopped him twice. First fight was a doozy. I believe the first fight was a draw. They made it a draw. First fight was a doozy. Goddamn, I thought Tyson Fury was dead in the ring. He went flat out. But Tyson Fury is the guy. He walked through hell against a guy nobody wants to walk through hell with. Bruh, they Dante Wilder is gonna retire before Anthony Joshua Usyk before they actually fight. They won't fight each other. This won't happen. This will not happen. So Tyson, not yeah Tyson. I'm saying Tyson. I'm thinking Mike. I know I'm talking about Fury, who of course was named after Mike Tyson, which is ridiculous. Um, that a 6'10" white dude from England is named after Mike Tyson, and he becomes the lineal heavyweight champion. 25, 30 years later. Francis Ngannou is the lineal heavyweight champion. You'll say, who? In boxing, there's 3 belts. Francis Ngannou didn't beat the Bellator champion. Francis Ngannou didn't beat the PFL champion or the Rising champion. He was only a UFC champion. That's true. So how can that make that him lineal? Well, Francis Ngannou stopped Cain Velasquez. Now you can sit there and you can tell me Cain Velasquez he hurt his knee, which he did. He injured his knee, which made him retire. Think he was done with it after that. That fucking uppercut is the reason he tore his knee up. We just saw Stipe lose to Francis damn near the same way. He got hit hard and his leg fucking snapped back. Now, a lot of times you see guys don't even get injured from that. It's just a freak thing. They get knocked out and they fucking just get laid out like that. It just so happened Kane tore some shit up when he did it too, but he was out. The uppercut tossed his body. He was gone. Beating Curtis Blades, who Cyril Gahn, who got a chance to fight John Jones for aesthetics. You can't tell me Cyril Gahn was the top guy to fight John Jones. You can't tell me that. I don't care if Curtis Blades just lost. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me Cyril Gahn just turned down a fight with Blades. He straight out said he don't want to deal with getting taken down all day. And you put him against John Jones, one of the best wrestlers ever, the best wrestler ever besides GSP. So let me know how that makes sense. You didn't. He literally in public turned down a fight with Curtis Blades. So they put him against somebody else. And then they put him against John Jones, the best wrestler, who gained weight just to wrestle. He sat for 3 years. He said it himself. He told Francis Ngannou to his face, I have to sit to get big enough for you, buddy. He said he sat to gain weight. Specifically, he wasn't worried about nobody else. John Jones not worried about nobody else than Francis Ngannou. That's a fact. He could have been 220, 230 and still did all this what he doing now. Beat Gone. He could have still beat Gone. but he came up specifically for Francis. Just so happened God was there with terrible take who lost, and he's getting an immediate shot back again to get right back to the title shot because they know John Jones gonna retire again, and if Ghana is already there, they can have a French champion. I don't know what's going on, but Ngannou stopped Stipe. He stopped Cain Velasquez, and if you could tell me that you think Ryan Bader can beat Francis Ngannou, I'm gonna say you're crazy. I don't know the PFL heavyweight champion. They can't beat Frank. This is a solid fact. This is not a debate. You know how people debate, oh, what a 97 Bulls versus the 16 War. These ain't debates. Ryan Bader cannot beat Francis Ngannou. It will not happen. It will not happen. Whoever's the champion at PFL, whoever's the champion at Rising, whoever's the champions at one, I forgot them the first time. Whoever's the heavyweight champion at one, it's not gonna happen. This guy's the best heavyweight ever. This guy's the scariest heavyweight ever. And we about to get the two best heavyweights in the last 25 years. In their both respective sport, at least the last 20, 25. These are the best guys. But will they bullshit? Will they bullshit? Is this everybody's congratulating Francis. Oh, you're gonna make a lot of money. They're congratulating Francis. Will they even fight? How aggressive will this be? Everything seems a little friendly to me. So I want to see the fight. I can't wait to see the fight. I'll be there to see the fight. But I want to know, will they fight? These are the best guys. It's not debatable for either one. Everybody is saying Tyson Fury is ducking Usyk. Tyson Fury's been doing this forever. The dude who's Usyk's about to fight, you don't know who he is. So Tyson Fury ducking Usyk, you don't know who he is. Dubois, you don't know who he is. Why is he not fighting Deontay Wilder? Deontay Wilder is clearly the top fucking heavyweight. It's clear, y'all don't hear about Wilder. Nobody trying to fight Wilder. Everybody's scared of the knockout. I don't care about all the technical shit. If a motherfucker got 30 fights and 29 knockouts, or 32 fights, or 33 fights and 29 knockouts, that means he's crazy. And he's like 6'7". Let's move on. I want to talk about Jesus Christ. Will we get a fight? I want to fight. I want to see a fight. If we get to see a fight, more than likely Francis is gonna get pieced up. More than likely Francis is gonna get pieced up. But has Tyson Fury ever dealt with somebody this huge? He's gonna be much taller than him. But Francis, it depends on what Francis gets his weight down to. This ain't MMA, but he ain't got to deal with wrestling. He can be 265 in there. He could be in shape enough to go 6 rounds. Fuck 10. In shape enough to throw everything crazy in 5 or 6 and just survive till then. Because nobody expect you to win anyway. But if you can go balls to the wall for about 5 rounds, we might have two gorillas, a silverback and an albino silverback, going at it. But will we get that? I don't know. Saudi Arabia put up the bread. They got it to lose. They got money to burn. So let's see who's gonna get. Let's move on. We got enough to talk about combat sports. I never talk about MMA. I love MMA. the fighters and man, it's too maga for me, man. Just, like I said earlier, man. If I don't like something, I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm just not gonna watch it. The dumbass fighters, the Sean Stricklands, the incel humor, Dana White. Jesus Christ, it's this dude not a fucking crazy man. He's not a doofus. Who goes at their fighters? How can you go at your fighters? How can you steadily go at Aljamain Sterling? How could you steady go at guys for saying stupid shit, quote unquote? But when people actually say stupid shit, he usually don't even respond to it. So it's an all around doofus fest for the UFC. It's why I haven't been so in tune with it. But I have to give some praise to Volkanovski because when you're a dog, you're a fucking dog. I just always appreciate, don't matter what sport it is, I always appreciate the motherfuckers that look like they're giving it they all, play the hardest. That's why I'm about to transition to basketball, talk about Giannis, talk about these European cats, and talk about this era. But whoever's playing, just play hard. That's why Westbrook and Giannis my favorite players. Don't have nothing to do about their game. They play hard. Niggas making $50 million a year, nigga. You can't play hard every play. Ain't that a bitch? You there 2, 3 hours. There's some training and all that you got to do. Stay in cardio shape, whatever. And then your job 3 hours. And you playing basketball. You can play hard. So that's my thing. And so transition to basketball. I saw a very interesting and hilarious um statistic, a tweet, a meme, and it was discussing what year people are in. Let me verify this because what year people were in, right? And Paul George really is in like year like 13, 14. Wow. What year was he drafting? Uh I'm sorry, I'm trying to look at what Paul George was drafted. 2010, 11. Yeah, so it's probably be 13, 14. So the meme was discussing how we're coming to the ends of an era, 2010 draft, the end of an era. And it was Paul George, Steph Curry, and it said how many years they've been in the league. James Harden, uh, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, CP3, LeBron. And I'm thinking to myself, it's all like pretty much, 13 plus years in the league. And these guys' careers are coming to an end, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm sitting there thinking, let's get these niggas out the league. Let's get these niggas out the league. Who cares about these niggas? These are the most hated niggas. These are the most. All right. So first of all, when you are when you're polarizing, you're polarizing. When you're a polarizing figure, everything you say or do is always, it's always going to be, uh, 100 times what it is. The smallest thing you said. It's when you're an athlete, when you're a celebrity, when you're this important like this, in the grand scheme of just, attention and eyeballs. Then these guys are important. When it comes to these niggas is some hoes playing like some hoes. These niggas is all time. These niggas is Hall of Famers. We got top 75 right here. So, first of all, we got Paul George, right? And I want to discuss and this is the context what I'm about to talk about. We talking about the old heads not setting the example for the younger guys. Paul George. Paul George went from the Pacers to OKC. And in OKC, if y'all remember, Russell Westbrook, they convinced him to resign. They had a whole concert for it. The very next year, Paul George requested a trade to get out of OKC. And he went to the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard. And this is the fifth year. And they went to the conference finals one year. They haven't done a thing. Clippers traded everything for him. They went all out for him, which is what you're supposed to do. Even gave up SGA, who was an all NBA player, first team. Why these dudes didn't even play this year. They barely played this year. And this was a guy they drafted who's a all NBA player. So they traded an all NBA player for Paul George, a future all NBA player. This is like SGA's, 4 year. He's just getting into it, but he's fantastic. The most egregious thing about Paul George, not requesting a trade 1 year after you just re-signed niggas had a concert for you. You just told your dog who bought you there, got you paid, that you dipping instantly. Now everything fall back on him after you just had 5 points in the elimination game. I wasn't even gonna talk about that. That just came back up because I'm recap. He had 5 points in the elimination game. Well, OKC, they got scraped. Westbrook got all the blame, of course. This playoffs, this man is podcasting, man. This right here, what I'm sitting here talking about doing, sitting here, I'm sitting on YouTube at Dust. He's doing that. Podcast P. During the playoffs, P. He's podcasting. Draymond Green podcasting after every playoff game? What? Podcasting? That ain't no dog. No, but no, nobody. LeBron used to do the zero dog 30. People thought it was, whatever. LeBron, you can tweet and still play. You give me that. Playoff start, nigga, no social media, nigga, no tweets for me. You podcasting? You discussing the playoffs? Funny topics during the playoffs? Steph Curry, Mr. Low Income Housing himself. I don't really know what to say bad about Steph Curry. He got everybody shooting fucking threes. He got the 3-year-olds doing 363s, the 7-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 27-year-olds, everybody shooting threes because Steph Curry got a cyborg eye and he do and the ball line up and it just go in for whatever reason. This nigga shooting like this. This nigga been in the league 15 years and he's shooting like this all of a sudden for like the last 7. He was shooting good the first time. Everything's going in now. I don't know what's going on. The nigga got hurt 11 times in like 3 years and he ain't get hurt since. Talking about the ankles, he got other injuries, little freak injuries, broke his arm, shoulder, shit like that. What's going on? Was this nigga remade? Was this nigga clone? Was he rebuilt? Go look up the transformer shits they put around his ankle so they won't roll when he's landing. They won't roll. The motherfuckers is James Harden. James Harden was to get a max deal from the Houston Rockets. Um, he turned that down. Max deal, they could pay him more than anybody else could pay him. So he essentially turned out about $20 million to force a trade to Brooklyn. He gets to Brooklyn with his friends, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. 1 year later, he immediately wants out of Brooklyn. So Brooklyn had to do everything they had to give up everything to get him, and they had to give up shit to get rid of him. Because when you're in the spot and everybody know you have to get him out of there, it's gonna cost you. They take in Ben Simmons, who don't even play. He don't even play. James Harden goes to Philly, 2 years, scores less points than PJ Tucker. I don't even have to really say nothing else. PJ Tucker scored more points to him in the elimination game. When PJ Tucker scores more than you in the elimination game, You ain't doing shit. James Harden then requests a trade again from the Philadelphia 76ers. And in between this, Brooklyn was able to offer him more than anybody else could. He requested a trade still. So he lost money. Of course, niggas is rich. It probably don't matter. I guess it don't matter. Niggas is rich to not even be good at the game. That's cool. I'm mad about it. Motherfucker. Motherfucker. But it is what it is. Russell Westbrook. I don't really got nothing bad to say about Russell Westbrook. When the scheme of whole nigga shit, as I've been discussing with these niggas, we're gonna move on from Russ. Kevin Durant. Now, I've said in previous episodes, got no quarrels about Kevin Durant going from OKC to the Golden State Warriors. I thought it was a perfect fit for a player like Kevin Durant. Um, I thought it was I thought it was as good as you can get for a player, a basketball player, a guy who seems like he's very much into basketball, not just a guy who plays and that's his job, but at home he's doing some other shit. Kevin Durant looks like he genuinely loves basketball. Not that much. Nigga requesting trades, jumping from team to teams like this. Jordan ain't been on 5 teams, 6 teams, whatever how many teams this nigga's been on. But he looks like he likes basketball. Kevin Durant gets into a whatever with Draymond Green, a discussion, a fuss. Draymond Green looked like called him a bitch ass nigga. Now, in in context matters. Is them fighting words? Sometimes they are. Yeah, just sometimes they just might be. Bitch ass nigga. Yeah, buddy. But most times it's not. So for that, and also I remember him criticizing the coaching, criticizing Steve Kerr on the way out. Kevin Durant also, again, these niggas is rich. They burning money anyway. Nobody doing that. Niggas buying long velour pants for $500, looking crazy, looking like how Wilt Chamberlain and them used to dress. These niggas dress the exact same, but way more money. Sheep's wool socks, all this dumb shit niggas is buying. So he did turn down more money from the Golden State Warriors. Imagine the most money you can get in the NBA for your contract is from the dynasty team that you're already on when y'all just won 2 of the last 3 championships. And the only reason you didn't win the last one, because everybody got fucking hurt. Everybody got hurt. Kevin Durant's dips. And he goes to Brooklyn and he goes with Kyrie. And he lets Kyrie. And you could say Kyrie is on man, Kevin Durant is on man, blah, blah, blah. If you fucking up and we friends and you costing us games, which ultimately mean you costing us money, which ultimately means you probably also costing me a little bit of peace of mind. And I don't do nothing about it, I'm a hoe. Yeah, I'm a hoe. That's even worse. What Kyrie was putting them niggas through is 100 times worse than what Draymond did. Now Draymond knocking a nigga out, not Jordan Clarkson, Jordan Poole. Now ain't worse than that. Now you putting your hands on the nigga. But bitch ass nigga, you could have just stayed and Golden State, kept get called bitch ass nigga than to deal with Kyrie. And not only did you not deal with Kyrie, you bring James Harden there. So you tell Brooklyn, trade everything y'all got for James Harden. And you can't even mend that situation. James Harden bounces in a year. You couldn't even mend that. They bring Ben Simmons in. Ben Simmons looking at you niggas like y'all crazy. You can't even get him to do nothing. The next year, this is all like 1 year. Chaos ensues. Kyrie goes crazy again. You do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Kyrie requests a trade. Well, no. You get the coach fired. The coach you specifically picked because you and Kyrie don't really need a coach. Y'all say that. You got a guy specifically cherry picked from the team you just came from. Steve Nash is working player relations with Golden State. Kevin Durant brought him to Brooklyn and got his ass fired. Cold game. Kyrie goes crazy again. Kyrie dips. He dips right behind him. He's with Phoenix. We're gonna see how that goes. But it's this type of nigga we need. Look at this nigga, and you can look at Jokic. What are these? What's going on? That's another thing I want to talk about. I don't even want to talk about CP3 and Brian. We already know CP3 nut holding nigga, a nut kicking nigga, nut uppercutting nigga. Let's talk about these other guys. So every year, every off season, every summer, I see 1-on-1s, 5-on-5, 3-on-3s, motherfucker Drew League, Summer League, G League, and Jokic running horses. And Giannis don't post nothing. And Luca, damn sure, Luca drinking beers. And then when the season start, what are the results? Giannis, 50-point triple doubles in the finals MVP. Look like his leg about to come off like a chicken wing. Jokic, big ass white boy, ain't doing nothing out there. Running slow, ain't even leaving the ground. 20 rebounds. He ain't even leaving the ground. He ride horses. Not even the athletic way to ride a horse. He ain't even doing that right. This nigga's on a cherry with two horses pulling him. He not even bucking her. He not getting no leg workouts. He's just sitting there. And he's by far the best player. I'm not gonna add Embiid in this. Embiid ain't. He's these niggas on the list. He's the Paul George type niggas. He ain't like them niggas. It must be a European thing. It ain't a foreigner thing. It ain't a Canadian thing. It must be Europe specifically. We're gonna see if Wimby got the same appeal here. It's Europe specifically what I'm talking. Not all foreigners. Embiid is not these niggas. Jokic playing all 82 games. He's playing 80 games a season. And the playoffs. And averages triple double in both of them bitches. So when I saw that meme and they had Paul George and Steph Curry and all low income housing, I hate niggas Curry. It makes me think that maybe this era needs to be over. Maybe the James Hardens and the Kevin Durant's and podcasting P during the playoffs, maybe these niggas need to go. Maybe we need the Scoot Hendersons. Maybe we need the Giannis's. Maybe we need the dogs, the Jokic, the Lucas. Maybe we need the dogs to be teaching cats about playing hard and playing basketball hard, and not requesting trades every 2 years, running from the grind. Not even doing the small way. Brooklyn trade, and I don't got no sympathy for no franchise. But you tell me to trade everything I got for a nigga, this nigga gone in a year, and I got to trade more to get rid of him? Fuck. And then you bounce too? Remember, I forgot Kevin Durant requested the trade that off season too. So James Harden leave in the same off season. You trying to leave too? You want me to coach? You asked me to sign this nigga, and then your other friend leave, and then you request again. God damn. So don't do business with these niggas. Giannis, he can bounce. However it go, Luca, Jokic, they can bounce. Not well, Luca, Dallas's ass. Luca can bounce. They already bought these guys. Two of these guys already bought championships to their franchises. That let me tell you what, Dallas, the Denver one was like 1974. The Milwaukee one just about the same. It's different levels of legendary when it comes to basketball. And niggas on 5 teams, niggas on 6 teams requesting trades every year. I don't know how many games Kyrie missed. How can Kyrie be Hall of Fame? Kyrie missed 40 games a year, whether from vaccines, protesting, racism, anti-Semitism, to knee problems. This nigga, uh, he probably ain't played 70 games before. I ain't even gonna check it. I don't need to check it. You check it. When the last time? How many times Kyrie Irving played 65 games? How many times Kyrie Irving played 70 games? Not even 82. I'm not even go. That's that, that's ain't Russian roulette. That's a whole clip in the damn gun. How many times Jokic played 65 games, and how many times Kyrie played 65 games? 300-pound white boy who don't even lead the ground. Athleticism ain't there. Kyrie is beloved by everybody. Nigga don't even play. So that's what we want to discuss. I just wanted to get off with a very sour and negative note, because that's how I plan on leading my day. For the rest of the day, think about these niggas getting paid all this money to show no competitive spirit in the podcast. And let me before I hit let me hit the brakes. You ever have to been driving? You have to hit the brakes with 2 feet. You swerve. Why did Zion Williamson get on that podcast and answer that question about his weight loss and blame his age and how much money he got already? Like he the first one to ever been that in the NBA to ever been that rich and that young at the same time. And he says he's gonna follow LeBron blueprint. Like LeBron has ever been anywhere close to this type of situation ever. There's only like two niggas who's ever been in this type of a superstar. There's been once, maybe Barkley, but there's been no other superstars ever to be in this situation. In the off season, you buying baconators? Come on, man. Let me get off this podcast, man. Thank y'all for watching. Uh, I'm on Spotify. We on iTunes. I don't know what we're gonna discuss next time, but it will not be Zion because I just went from uh slightly disturbed to just plain off pissed off. So I accomplished my goal. Thank y'all for listening. We're gonna be on the YouTube. Holla at your boy. Nice and negative shit.